Vanga named the zodiac signs with a demonic soul. There are souls in which light and shadow are so tightly intertwined that the line between good and evil becomes blurred. It was about such people that Vanga spoke with particular caution. Their energy can both uplift and destroy, and their presence is felt even when they are silent. They are born under signs that carry a powerful inner fire, not evil, but a depth that even the strongest will recoils from. They are called people with demonic souls, not because of darkness, but because of a power that not everyone can withstand. They see the true intentions of others, sense fear, falsehood, and weakness, and do not forgive betrayal. They are the ones who control destinies without even realizing how deeply they influence the world. Watch closely. Below, you will find out which zodiac signs carry this powerful energy within themselves. If you believe that every soul has its own mission, subscribe, because today we will reveal what Vanga saw in the darkest depths of human nature. The first sign of Libra. Libras are carriers of complex internal dynamics, which manifests itself in unpredictable, even demonic manifestations of personality. They are capable of deep analysis, but at the same time, this analytical ability becomes a tool of manipulation if they deem it necessary to achieve their goals. Their actions are often thought out to the smallest detail. Each step is deliberate and backed up by carefully calculated logic, which seems flawless on the outside, but hides ulterior motives on the inside. In Libra's behavior, it is easy to notice the contrast between outward politeness and an inner cold strategy. They know how to create an impression of trust, even when their true motives remain hidden. Libras have the ability to turn their charisma into a means of influence, maneuvering in social interactions in such a way that those around them do not always understand where friendliness ends and calculated games begin. Their thoughts often focus on the balance of power and control, and their desire to influence the outcome of events makes them unpredictable in critical situations. Sometimes it seems that they observe people as if on a chessboard, assessing weaknesses, anticipating reactions, and using them to their own advantage. Libras can show emotion and compassion, but this often hides a pragmatism that prevents them from losing control. They have the ability to quickly change tactics, adapting to the situation and maximizing their own benefit without resorting to direct confrontation, relying on cunning and psychological caution. Their intellect is not only analytical, but also strategic. They anticipate developments, build chains of probabilities, and use this for their own dominance. In communication, Teresas demonstrate a subtle mastery of words, able to make their interlocutor doubt their own rightness and make decisions that are beneficial only to them. They know the power of silence and pause, able to influence without undue pressure, leaving the impression that the choice is made by another person. At the same time, their inner demonism manifests itself in a desire for control, a desire to manage situations and people, leaving nothing to chance. Teresas can remain cold-blooded, even in moments of intense emotional tension, using their composure as a mask for hidden aggression. They are capable of deeply understanding human weaknesses and knowing how to use them to their advantage. Outwardly, they may appear impeccably ethical, fair, and balanced. But beneath this surface lies pragmatism, which sometimes turns into manipulation and psychological games. Libras carefully choose moments to exert influence, controlling the information they reveal to others, and are skilled at building a network of interdependencies where they remain the center of power. Their energy is often hidden behind a mask of charm and diplomacy, creating the illusion of equality and partnership, when in fact, everything is subordinated to their logic and plans. Libras have a keen intuition about human desires, fears, and ambitions, which allows them to predict the behavior of those around them and use this knowledge to their own advantage. Their inner world is multi-layered, where every gesture, word, and decision is backed by a carefully thought-out strategy. Libras know how to balance on the line between kindness and cold-blooded manipulation, which makes them uniquely dangerous, but at the same time attractive. They have mastered the art of controlling situations so that others do not even suspect their true motives. Every action, every decision is part of a grand plan based on analysis, intuition, and psychological skill. Libras are able to transform their own energy into a force of influence, leaving behind a trail of spectacular success and unpredictable twists and turns for those around them. Their demonic side manifests itself in their ability to use inner strength and psychological tools to achieve their goals without revealing their true nature, which makes them particularly dangerous in social and professional interactions. The second sign of Pisces. Pisces possess an extraordinary ability to perceive the world in depth, but at the same time, their inner nature hides a complex, demonic side that manifests itself in the ability to influence people and situations in subtle but precise ways. They are able to instantly assess the emotional state of those around them, using this knowledge to achieve their own goals. Their words and actions often create the illusion of complete openness, sincerity, and compassion, but behind this facade of friendliness lies a carefully thought-out plan of action. Pisces have the ability to influence the emotions of others, inspiring trust or doubt at the right moment, which makes them skilled manipulators, although this skill is mostly hidden from outside eyes. Their demonic side manifests itself in their ability to build a network of interdependencies, where they remain the center of influence, controlling the course of events so that the outcome always benefits their strategic interests. Pisces are capable of deeply analyzing other people's intentions, predicting their reactions, and at the same time, creating the impression that everything is happening naturally, without interference. Their inner world is rich in nuances, where emotional sensitivity, intuition, and cold computational logic coexist, allowing them to predict the development of events and use this knowledge to achieve their own control. They are able to make people make decisions that correspond to Pisces' desires without realizing that they are being controlled. This ability makes them particularly dangerous, as they can imperceptibly change the course of events while remaining unnoticed. Pisces are able to create an effect of empathy while remaining completely independent of outside influences, which gives them an advantage in any social interaction. They are able to quickly adapt to new circumstances, using the situation to their advantage, maintaining control, and turning the weaknesses of others into their own tools of influence. Their inner demonism manifests itself in a subtle psychological game. Pisces are able to change images, roles, and behavior so as to always remain in an advantageous position, hiding their true motives. They are sensitive to the energy flows around them and use this to achieve their own goals, constructing situations so that those around them take the steps necessary for Pisces. Pisces know the power of silence, pauses, and hints, which force others to cooperate or doubt themselves, leaving themselves the right to control the outcome. Their actions are often invisible but effective. They can change the course of events without open intervention, turning difficult situations to their advantage. They are capable of deep strategic planning, where every gesture, word, or contact is taken into account, prepared, and used to maximum benefit. Pisces possess the art of psychological influence, knowing how to amplify the weaknesses of others and use them to their own advantage. Their demonic side manifests itself in a combination of emotional insight and pragmatic cold-bloodedness, allowing them to influence people and events in such a way that the outside world is often unaware of their power. They are capable of creating situations where others take steps that seem natural, but are actually in line with Pisces' plans. Pisces know how to maneuver between people and circumstances, using their weaknesses and desires for their own benefit, and they do it so subtly that those around them only feel the effect of their influence, unaware of their true motives. Their inner strength allows them to remain invisible, controlling processes and shaping outcomes in their own interests. Pisces can change roles in any situation, remaining in an advantageous position and using any developments to achieve their own goals. They are able to combine charm and cunning, sensitivity and cold logic, creating images that suit the circumstances but always give them an advantage. This ability makes them dangerous and unpredictable, leaving the impression of an invisible but undeniable force that steers events in the right direction. Pisces are skilled at constructing complex psychological constructs, influencing the decisions of others without revealing their own intentions, using intuition, logic, and emotional influence. They possess the art of managing people and situations where every step is controlled and the result always corresponds to their strategic goals. The third sign is Virgo. Virgo is distinguished by its extremely structured thinking and high level of self-control, but this is precisely where its demonic component lies. It has a sharp, analytical mind that turns every situation into a series of calculated moves that allow it to achieve the desired result, regardless of the circumstances. Virgo is able to pick up on the smallest details, notice patterns and hidden weaknesses in other people, turning them into a tool of influence without any visible interference. Her actions often seem logical, balanced, and impeccably thought out, but in reality, they are driven by a deep need to control the surrounding world and shape it according to her own vision. Virgo knows how to appear friendly and modest, but this facade of simplicity hides a desire for domination, strategic planning, and control of events in her own interests. She is able to analyze human emotions, and reactions, predict them, and use them to achieve her own goals, while retaining complete autonomy and control. Virgo's demonic nature manifests itself in her ability to exercise impeccable discipline, restraint, and psychological skill. She is capable of waiting, observing, and acting at the right moment without revealing her true intentions. Her intellect combines critical thinking with sharp strategic vision, allowing Virgo not just to react to events, but to shape them so that the outcome always matches her plans. She has mastered the art of influence through details and nuances. Virgo is capable of changing the course of events while remaining inconspicuous and not attracting unnecessary attention. When interacting with others, she often demonstrates cold precision and deliberation, which emphasizes her ability to control, while creating the illusion of cooperation and equality. Virgo is able to turn the weaknesses of others into advantages for herself, using logic and analysis to create the optimal strategy in any situation. She knows how to plan several steps ahead, anticipate reactions, correct the actions of others, and leave them in a state where the decision looks like their own, not imposed. Virgo's inner demonic component manifests itself in a desire for complete control and perfection in any process, which makes her unpredictable when the need arises to act in her own interests. Her strategy is based on careful observation, accuracy, and consistency, and her ability to analyze quickly allows her to turn the weaknesses of others into key levers of influence. Virgo has the ability to remain unnoticed in the process of manipulation without arousing suspicion, while retaining complete control over the development of events. She is able to quickly assess a situation, make optimal decisions, and apply them with maximum efficiency, which makes her skilled at psychological and social games. Virgo knows how to combine rigorous analysis and cold-bloodedness with intuition and sensitivity to small nuances, which allows her to predict the development of situations and influence them unnoticed. Her demonism manifests itself in her ability to turn any circumstances to her advantage, leaving the impression that everything is happening naturally, without external interference. She has mastered the art of controlling and managing both people and events, using logic, intuition, and psychological skill to achieve her own advantage. Virgo is capable of creating complex systems of interactions where each element works towards her goals, and the outside world is unaware of her real power and influence. She turns her discipline and sharp mind into a tool of subtle but unquestionable control, ensuring herself a strategic advantage in any circumstances. Her ability to combine an analytical approach, psychological depth, and inner determination makes her an extremely effective player in any situation where precise calculation and control over processes are required. The fourth sign is Capricorn. His silence is not calmness, but depth, in which dark power is hidden. Capricorn does not seek fame, he seeks control. His eyes never betray him, even when everything that has been built is burning around him. He has a cold confidence that borders on ruthlessness. There is something demonic about this sign, not from evil, but from an absolute understanding of power. Capricorn is capable of looking at the world without illusions. His demon does not tempt, but forces him to become stronger. He never allows emotions to lead him. On the contrary, he leads them, like a rider leads a wild horse. His self-control drives others crazy, but it is he who opens the door to power that few can withstand. Capricorn knows that weakness is the worst sin. He hones himself like a blade, year after year, until he becomes unshakable, like a rock. Even when his smile seems warm, it hides a cold strategy. He does not see the present, he sees patterns, plans, and the weaknesses of everyone around him. His demonic soul is not the darkness of destruction, but the darkness of wisdom. It does not call for destruction, it calls for control. He does not conquer with violence, but with the power of silence. People who fall under his influence feel an inexplicable loyalty mixed with fear. They do not understand how it happened, but their decisions begin to coincide with his will. His influence spreads not through words, but through his presence. Capricorn is capable of enduring the cold of loneliness to reach the summit, where no one else remains. He does not seek crowds, he seeks height, and the higher he climbs, the more his demonic nature awakens, a thirst for complete control over everything he considers his. His mind is as sharp as a scalpel, and he will cut away anything that prevents him from moving forward without hesitation. His weakness is that he does not allow himself to be human. The demon within him despises softness, compassion, and doubt. But this is precisely what enables him to do what others cannot. In his hands, darkness becomes an instrument of order. His demon does not whisper, he is silent, but his silence makes the hearts of others tremble. Capricorn can live among people, but he never becomes part of their world. His cold power is like marble hiding a volcano. At a critical moment, he does not hesitate, does not ask, does not pity. His decisions are final, his will is law for himself and those around him. The demonic part of his soul is not a punishment, but a gift that makes him superior to fear, pain, and temptation. When he smiles, it is not warmth, but a sign that he understands more than he says. When he is silent, it is not shyness, but a storm waiting for its moment. And when he acts, the world changes, even if it is not immediately apparent. His power needs no witnesses. It lives in the very heart of the darkness he has tamed. His demonic soul is not evil. It is a calm, relentless energy that leads him where no one else dares to tread. And in this lonely silence, he becomes what others feared to be, one who carries the shadow of power without losing face. The fifth sign is Leo. Leo has no limits. He lives on the world stage, where his pride becomes a ritual. But behind this shining aura lies something much deeper, a dark, animalistic force that Vanga called demonic. His demon is the fire of ambition that does not fade even when the world around him falls into ashes. Leo does not seek love, he demands worship. His demon feeds on admiration, attention, fear, and applause. He cannot tolerate indifference, because indifference is death to his essence. Two natures live in this sign, light that captivates and shadow that incinerates. He can give people faith, inspiration, and brilliance, but he can also destroy them with a single glance when he feels betrayed. His demonic side is not evil, but a force that lives outside of morality. It does not ask for permission, it takes. Leo is born to be the center of attention, even when surrounded by darkness. His demon is a deep need to leave a mark, an imprint, a symbol. Everything he touches must become part of his legend, and even those who try to resist him will eventually acknowledge his influence. His strength is in his brilliance, but his weakness is in his pride. The demon within him whispers that he is always right, that only his path is true. And when he listens to that voice, he can become ruthless. His words cut, his actions shock, but that is the charm of his power. Because even when he destroys, he does it beautifully. His eyes are fire that does not forgive weakness. He tests others, forcing them to become stronger, or he disappears from their lives. Leo cannot tolerate grey tones, only gold or ashes. His demonic nature carries the energy of both a creator and a destroyer. He can inspire feats or bring pride to the grave. When Leo is silent, it is dangerous. His calm before the storm is a sign that someone better not seen is awakening in him. His demonic essence loves struggle, rivalry, and risk. He needs enemies, because without them he fades away. And when they appear, he plays with them like a cat with a mouse, not out of hatred, but for the pleasure of victory. Leo does not hide his darkness. He turns it into a stage. His pride is his shield and sword. It protects him, but also leads to loneliness. Those around him either worship him or flee. But even those who flee remember his face, bright and terrifying at the same time. His demonic soul is a fire that cannot be extinguished. It burns even when he is tired, wounded, or betrayed. It pushes him forward, forcing him to prove to the world that he is unbreakable. Leo does not know how to be second, does not know how to be silent, does not know how to lose. His demon always demands primacy, and he always gets it, even at the cost of peace. Leo is a fire that warms and burns. His demon does not destroy senselessly. He shapes the world according to his will. Two truths compete in his soul, the light of nobility and the shadow of vanity. And that is why he is Vitson, a dangerous. He can be an angel of glory and a demonic ruler of hearts at the same time. His presence is a force that cannot be ignored. His gaze is a challenge, his smile is a trap. But it is in this darkness and fire that lies his magic, his essence, his destiny to be the one who never bows his head.